Hello guys, and welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday. Now Top 5 Wednesdays is a Goodreads group founded by gingerreadslainey and currently moderated by Sam from Thoughts on Tones, and I will leave all the links to the Goodreads groups and topics down in the description so you can check them out. This week's topic is all about our favorite fancasts. Now what is meant by fancasts is our predictions or hopes for who would play different characters from our favorite books in adaptations. And I usually don't do a lot of fan casting because I have such vivid images of what certain characters look like that I usually don't feel comfortable doing it, but I thought this topic sounded like so much fun, so I thought that I'd give it a go. So let's just get started. First of all, I think that A Natural History of Dragons and the following books in the series would make for a really good TV show. And when I was reading the book, I had such a clear picture for who would do the narration as old Lady Trent, and that is, of course, Maggie Smith in all her Downton Abbey glory. And I just kept imagining Lady Trent as her, or I kept imagining her voice as Lady Trent's speaking voice when I was reading the book. Next up, I would really love for an adaptation of Count of Monte Cristo, where the Count and subsequently Edmond Dantes would be played by Idris Elba, because I've always pictured the Count of Monte Cristo as a character who is either mixed race or black. And we haven't really gotten an adaptation with a black actor as Count of Monte Cristo, which is kind of weird. The only adaptation, as far as I know, that has made Edmond Dantes dark-skinned is in fact Gankutsuo, which I loved. And I would really want Idris Elba to play the Count because he is a magnificent actor and I think he would be perfect in that role. Then I would love for a TV adaptation of the Rivers of London series. It is a magical realism cozy mystery series which I have really enjoyed, and I actually have some hopes or tentative wishes for who would play Nightingale and who would play Peter Grant. And I would love for Bill Nighy to play Nightingale. I think he is a very charismatic actor. He has such a good way of speaking and I just really love that guy. And for Peter Grant, I would like for him to be played by someone like Richard Ayoade, because I really liked him in the IT Crowd, and Peter Grant as a character is really dorky. Like, he even says multiple times that he is not a very, he's not what you'd expect from a police officer, and he's very nerdy and dorky, and I think that Richard Ayoade would do marvelous work as him. Then I would love for an adaptation of This Savage Song, and actually I would love for an anime adaptation of This Savage Song and Monsters of Verity duology in general. And that is because this whole book is basically like an anime series. Kate Harker is the epitome of a tsundere character, and August also has that emo kid thing going on, which is not unusual in anime. And I would love for Kate to be played by Megumi Toyoguchi, who also did the voice of Rem in Black Lagoon, because Kate seems like the type that needs that voice range that can be very husky and low and growly, but also very feminine at the same time. And Megumi Toyoguchi has really made a lot of those kinds of roles, which I think would suit Kate very well. And for August, I'd actually like him to be played by Yuki Kaji. Yuki Kaji is mostly known as Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, but I know him mostly as Kenma from Haikyuu and Yukine from Noragami, which are both very fragile characters that are kind of drawn inward, and I think he would do marvelously as August if those roles are any indication. And finally, the Broken Earth trilogy, which has been optioned for an adaptation, which I'm really excited for. And I have a few hopes for the actors playing Essun, Nassun and Alabaster, so let's just get to those right away. Now, I would really love for Essun to be played by Thandie Newton, because Thandie Newton was the best thing about Westworld, and she played a character there that has a very wide range of emotions, from very fragile to kind of conniving and calculating, and I think Thandie Newton would do so well as Essun. And for Nassun, I would like for her to be played by someone new who's not been in any roles previously, but I'm thinking someone like Kwawen Janae Wallis, who was in The Southern Beast of the Wild, and I really loved her in that role. She's a bit too old now to play Nassun, but I'm thinking someone like her with a similar acting range would do well, and I'm hoping that they find someone like her. I'm just sad that she is too old to play her, because I really would have liked to see her in this role. And finally, for Alabaster, I would actually think that Mahershala Ali would do very well by him, because he has played those snarky roles. He can do fragile, he can do domineering, and those are all qualities that Alabaster has. He is a very complex character with a lot of range, and I think that Mahershala Ali would do very well as him, even though I don't think he necessarily has the look for him. But I mean, personally, when I'm thinking about casting anyone, I want to know if they can pull off the feeling of the character more than what they look physically. So yeah, these have been my favorite fan casts for 5 books or book series that I really enjoyed reading and would like to see adaptations of. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!